Alright, Graham, I wanted to make you this video here, show you how to set up this frequency generator. So it's running the Schumann resonance. That's the best resonance I've found for chembusting. I'm going to send you a list of frequencies too. So this is just, your amp is over here on the side. I usually just turn the amps all the way up because it seems to give a better clearing ability. This is your output, which is just a BNC cable. And that's just hooked to some alligator clips. Alright. Here's your power pack. I don't know if I have to try to get you an adapter. I don't know what you guys run in Australia. I gotta still go and look into that. But here's the power pack I got you. This thing's beastie, and the guy told me it definitely has enough to run this device and then some. So you could even charge your phone or whatever off of this extra USB port, which is pretty cool. So basically that's that. Before we get into the generator real quick, I'll just set this up for you right here. This sucker is it's a little tough to get in and out. I should have measured the core, the powered organite in the core. Should have measured it a little smaller. It's tough to get in and out a little bit. And when you do take it in and out, if you go to put it back in and the coil is not tight, I made the coil so it spins, so kind of like a spring. If it's not tight, once you get it back in the housing, you can just take it and pull it apart a little bit, straighten this up, and it'll give it a little more reach, so it'll stay in there nice and snug. But this is the core. I got the flower lice on there with a 1/4 inch sacred cubit on each end. Got a mirrored. Thinking about painting it for you. On second thought, this might not have been the best place to come out with my this is just a prototype you're getting here. Well, it's my first prototype actually. I'm pretty happy with the design, but just a couple things that might need to be fixed in the future. And even if this and I used some pretty chinso wire here. I should have used stranded, but that's all I had to work with right at the moment. And so I just went with that. That's what I have been using, and it's working good. But I think a little bigger gauge and stranded will keep it from, if this bends a bunch, that copper might snap in there. But the stranded would give it a more durability. So these are just ideas that I've figured out after the build here. If this ever gets messed up in any way, I'll just build you another one and send it to you. No charge at all, don't worry. Or if you ever wanted to upgrade or something, just let me know, something like that. I made these so they mirror one another. Those also have the Flower of Life imprint on it, and I used 24 karat gold underneath the copper rings, right inside of the quarter sacred cubit that I got in there. And then I got a Argonite star cluster in the bottom there, and the top side just mirrors it. And it's got a little bit bigger of an Argonite star cluster in the top. I'll send you a link on Argonite star clusters and the metaphysical properties of them, which are pretty good. Okay, now on to this. This is how. Now I marked this just with a Sharpie for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and I think put some more heat tape on the negative lead, so it'll be black permanently, and the marker won't ever have a chance of wiping off. But this is how you, if you ever would lose track of which is the positive and negative leads, you just take a pendulum and you can douse, and you can say, you put it directly over top of one side, so that's a clockwise spin. Clockwise would tell you that that's your positive lead, and then we flip it over here and douse the negative lead. We should get a counterclockwise spin. Alright, so I was correct. Pretty simple, easy deal there. And that's pretty sure you know how alligator clips work. But just hook a sucker up, and we got, alright. This was what came with the generator. This real little chintzy ass DC cable, and it didn't even come with a USB box. I actually had one that I figured would work, and I had a couple of them actually, and none of them really seemed to run the generator. The generator would turn on, and then it would say low battery and shut off. And after I got the Radio Shack and got you the beastier box here and everything, we determined that this is the problem. This is just a really cheap ass cord, and it would if you would bump it a little, the whole generator would just shut down. So that's bullshit. You can't keep something running 24/7 if it's going to be bumped the most minute and get turned off and have to be reset at some point. So I'll just run you through here real quick. I don't really ever use the offsets. I'm not too sure about frequencies. This is all fly by the seat of my pants and learn as I go. And there's not really too many people doing this to the point where you can just go Google it and say, well, I'm running powered orgonite. How do I do this? There's some things out there you can find how I've found and come up with, but alright, this just takes your cursor. We'll take it all the way down to put it on 783 hertz. You want the 783 at the last. This is your mode which switches your sine wave, triangle wave, or square wave. Square wave has been found to be the best, and I've asked some people why, and I haven't got any straight answers. So I've done experimentation with everything myself, and I get results with square wave. I get a lot better results with square wave. But sometimes when they're hitting us really hard, and then you just hit run, and it's putting the frequency out. Now I've been getting hammered with the trails, and okay, we see here's it's not happening today. Somehow they managed to get things running to the point where they gray us out or something like that. Sometimes I'll switch from square wave to a sine wave, and sometimes just switching the waveform will blast it right out. I have a lot of planes fly over my house. I'm sure they're equipped with oscilloscopes and different probes, and I switch the frequency. My girlfriend, she's, I'm a fucking delusional, paranoid schizophrenic to her probably. Telling her about CIA running Cessna planes and different things, and she says, we live by a little airport, but at the same time, there's something that is a coincidence, and there's cause and effect. If I blow a blue hole in the sky with a device, within 20 minutes we have we have little planes flying over, one or two little planes fly over, and wherever the blue hole is, about 30 minutes later, you'll see, directly in the blue hole, you'll see 2 or 3 chemtrail planes dropping more trails into the big blue hole I just created. So that's one thing. And now if I switch if things aren't working good and they're getting the better of me and it's still staying grayed and all funked up, then I'll just switch the frequency, put it on like 528 hertz frequency. I found worked pretty good. I got tuning forks. This is a clearing tuning fork that Reiki practitioners use in between customers, and that's the frequency. It's 4096. This is, and that will clear anything that a patient might have had, and clear the practitioner before the next session. Different things. This is a 528, and I've found both these to work good. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear this. That's just the ohm. 136.1. Now, I wouldn't even know how to set that up properly on there, because 7.83, you're running, that's the Schumann 7.83. So, would you set this up with a 0 after the 1, and the point would stay where it would be respectfully in 7.83 hertz? These are questions I have. I don't have Google to answer them, but I found those to be 2 good frequencies that helped out also. But Rod Bradshaw down in Australia is doing the same things that I'm doing here, and he's told me the same exact thing that I've come up with, because I shared this with him online. Against better judgment, I'd like to try to not say anything because they already come over with the little Cessna planes, which when I switch the frequency, that's the other part of the coincidence. There is no coincidence if I switch the frequency, and every time I switch the frequency, at least when we're getting hammered and sprayed really bad and I can't clear it out, I'll switch the frequency like clockwork. Within 20 minutes, I have a little Cessna flying over, checking out what the deal is. So that's, in my mind, that's not coincidence. That's cause and effect, especially when I've seen it happen time and time again, at least 30 times. So that's not coincidence anymore. But I've shared that frequency. I've shared that with him, and like clockwork, within about a week, I could no longer use that frequency for clearing the sky. It's like they are countering the frequency somehow, but this is Mother Nature's frequency, 7.83 hertz. Now there's other I don't know the technical word I'm searching for right now, but there's other harmonics of the Schumann resonance. Like it's been read at different frequencies, but this is, I believe, what the Earth used to resonate at least what Dr. Schumann, or Otto, I believe his name is, Otto Schumann. That's what he figured out. Took him 40 years before he even realized his actual magnitude of his discovery. But okay, I'm gonna quit rambling here. But that's 783. I can't find that it never is countered. It seems it's not that it's not countered. It's just that I don't think that they can counter it as easily as they would any other frequencies. But I don't know if you see the other video I posted, but since I've been running your device about a week, I have not ran the Slim Sperling clearing CD at all, because I wanted to see the power of the generator and the new harmonizer together running. And I'm running a lot of things here. I'm running, I'm running all these devices, and I'm running them in this big pyramid. I'm running the chem buster outside. Running a lot of things here. This is my chem buster base. I got 10 pipes. I got a big AccuVac coil. I got a big harmonizer up top. I'm running this one pipe chem buster. Running this one pipe chem buster. It's got a big AccuVac coil around the main pipe in there. And I'm running this one pipe chem buster. And this plugs in, but it's not even plugged in. And I'm running this one pipe chem buster. So that's pointing north. Birds love the harmonizer too. You'll start seeing more bird activity. So I got that one pipe pointing north. I got this one pipe pointing northwest, and I got this one pipe pointing west. That's where it usually comes in from. They'll flank us from southwest sometimes too, which can be problematic. I'll try to explain that here in 1 second too. So basically, I'm running those devices. I am right here, and I'm running north, northwest, and west. Now it was been moving before I got your power pack here and actually turned this thing on and started running it. It was moving in this sine wave pattern. You can still see the sine wave that it's moving in, and it's been moving like that for over like a couple weeks now, and it's just something different that they're doing. I don't know exactly everything about it, but they were flanking us from down here. If I point southwest, when it comes down and swoops up and hits us, I point southwest, then it starts swooping in from here down on us. So I don't have anything pointing southwest now, but like I said, I'm pointing there, and there, and then just running all this stuff from here, and it's blasting that out pretty good. And you can see, watch it, it's all kind of gray, and watch it diminish. Like, I see that happen constantly by running the device. So the best thing I can say to you, this is a IntelliCast. It's a pretty good site. It's just a free weather radar, and that's what I usually just use to check on what's going on. But seriously, since I have plugged your harmonizer in and this new generator, it's been like this for over a week. And I haven't played the clearing CD. I'm going to give you a clearing CD with it. But I haven't played the clearing CD because I wanted to see just the benefits of the new amperage of the generator and the new harmonizer. And it's been like this for a week. Will not touch us. It will go directly around us. And I've been seeing, it's not like they're not spraying either, because I see planes in the sky all the time. I see 3 and 4 in the same portion of sky, going towards one another and away from one another, all making X's and different hexagon patterns. And when you see 4 or 5 different jets in the same portion of sky, all making a cross, like right by one another at the same time, well, there's something to that. It's not, and half the time you can go and look, and they're not commuter jets. You can go and search. There's some radars to search commuter jets and find out where they're flying, when and where. And a lot of times these jets don't come up on the radars. So what jet is that? Is it a military jet? What's going